What's going on, you guys? My name is Megan. Welcome to This Past Romance. This is my YouTube channel where I talk to you guys about all of my romance books I've been reading, and today's video is my mid-month wrap-up for the month of August. Since I'm doing 2 videos a week now, I figure I'll go ahead and I'll keep doing mid-month wrap-ups. I am filming this before the Dark Romance Readathon ends, so I'm not going to talk about those books. I'm only going to talk about the books that I read pre-mid-month wrap-up. So the first book that I read in August was The Wedding Pact by Katee Robert. This follows Kerrigan and James. This is the second book in the O'Malley series. I do have a trigger content warning for sexual assault. Kerrigan is assaulted. Kerrigan's dad essentially decides that she's getting too old to not be married, and gives her this list of like 4 people, and he's like, you marry one of these 4 people. And she decides on this Russian mobster, but she's still having a fling with James, who she has a one-night stand with in the first book. And the Russian mobster that she decides she's gonna marry is like, you can sleep with whoever you want except for him. Chaos ensues, and it's great. This book was fantastic, and I loved it. I liked it so much more than the first one. The first one was like, it was good. I loved it. But this one was better. It was really cool to see how Katee Roberts' writing had evolved also, because you could tell a big difference in the writing between the marriage contract and the wedding pact. And I also think that Kerrigan was a much more dynamic character than Callie. Trigger warning for sexual assault, death of a family member because it's a Boston Mafia romance, and potentially triggering an asshole dad. Dad was an asshole. Second book I read in August was Raze by Tillie Cole. This is Scarred Souls #1. It's part of a series. I've only read this one so far. I love Tillie Cole. We've talked about this. This is my 3rd Tillie Cole book that I've read, and it was fantastic. Much better than I expected it to be. So what got me with this one was I knew that it was a fighting romance. I knew he was a fighter. Raze is a fighter. But what I didn't know was it was fight to the death. Like, only one person walks out. Nobody stops you until the other person is dead. Was I prepared for that? No. Trigger warning for dubcon, non-con, rape. There is some dubcon, but there is also some straight up, like, just rape. This book follows Raze, or 818. He's been broken out of, like, fight ring, basically. The only thing he knows is that he needs to kill a person named Alec. And he doesn't know why. He doesn't know, like, who Alec is. He just knows the only thing he remembers from his life before he became 818 or Raze is that he needs to kill a man named Alec. Well, he goes and he has, like, the city that he lived in. He goes to the city and he signs up to fight to the death. There's another, like, underground fight ring where Alec is part of it. It was really good. Alec was horrible. And, like, Kissa, her dad was like, I'll protect my daughter to the death. You're not going to talk to her like that. You're not going to do that. But then, like, when push came to shove, he didn't protect her. So I didn't like Kissa's dad. But the book was really, really good. I'm just giving you, like, trigger warning for some serious sexual assault stuff. Like, this book was not for the faint of heart. Trigger warnings for non-con, dubcon, rape, older man, younger male. They don't tell us the age, but you do know that it was non-consenting. Lots of death. This book was very dark. But I don't think Tillie Cole can write a bad book, honestly. And then, let's flip it on its head here. Next book I read was Twice at a Blue Moon by Christina Lauren. This book follows Tate and Sam and their love story. Tate meets Sam when she is 18 and Sam is 21. Both of their grandparents take them to London, and they meet in London, and Tate tells Sam this big secret she has, and Sam kind of sells her out on this secret and makes a big thing out of it. So Tate ends up becoming an actress, and there was just a lot of miscommunication. Just a whole lot of miscommunication on their part. It does time jump 14 years to Sam being an actress, or to Sam being a screenwriter, and Tate being an actress, and she's working with her dad on a movie. It took Tate way too long to piece all this together. I really don't like the miscommunication trope. I don't hate it, but when it caused far too many problems in this. It wasn't terrible, and you guys know I love celebrity romances. This was great. I thoroughly enjoyed this, even with the miscommunication being ridiculous. I also read, and I have it, but I've already packed it up, How Sweet It Is by Dylan Newton. You guys know I've been talking about this. Maybe I've not talked about it to you guys. Maybe I've just talked about it to like my friends in text messages. This book follows Kate and Drake. And Kate is known as the queen of happily ever afters. She's like a wedding planner and event planner. And Drake is known as the Knight of Nightmares. He writes horror novels, and Kate's best friend ropes her into planning an event for Drake Matthews. They fall in love. It was really adorable. There's a whole scene where they go in a mausoleum and she kind of gets attacked by a bat. I thought this book, I didn't think it was going to be dark by any means. It's called How Sweet It Is. And her last name is Sweet, so her name is Kate Sweet. I didn't think it was going to be dark by any means. But I thought that it was going to be much darker than it was. So like when I was telling Tamika about it, I was like, I think you'll like this book. I feel like this is going to have something for both of us. It's going to have my Sweet, and he's a little spooky. He wasn't spooky. Like, he lived in a spooky house. That was about it. And wrote horror novels. It wasn't bad, though. I did enjoy it, but it didn't live up to what I thought it was going to be in my head. And finally, before the Dark Romance Readathon, I read Priest by Sierra Simone. Now, this book was super steamy. I've heard a lot about it. It didn't disappoint, but it did disappoint a little bit. I don't know what I thought it was going to be. Here's the thing. I don't know a lot about Catholicism. I grew up Southern Baptist. I grew up Free Will Baptist. I don't know a whole lot about Catholicism. Wasn't really something, it's not a big, like, religion where I'm from. Like, we have a couple of, like, Catholic churches, and I know a few Catholic people, or like people that practice the Catholic faith, but I don't know many, and I don't know enough about the Catholic faith to have walked into this like that. It was really interesting to get a perspective of the Catholics. I'm not taking like this book as the end all be all of Catholicism, but it was really interesting to learn about it, because like all I know about it is like from TV. I alternated reading the book and actually listening to it because Bree told me I should definitely listen to the audiobook. I will probably read the novella 1.5, and I will probably read Sinner, and I don't know what the third book is called, but it's a brother's best friend, and so I'll probably read it also. This book was really steamy, and it followed Father Bell and Poppy and their very forbidden, very taboo relationship. I'm glad I read it. I'm glad I knocked it out, but it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. So that's all I'll say about that. All right, that's it. That's all I got today. It's very short, very sweet. I got some dogs that are like in need of attention apparently. So let me know your favorite book you've read this half of the month. Leave me a ghost emoji down below. I probably should save that one for Halloween, but leave me a ghost emoji down below. I will see you guys on Thursday with my Dark Romance Readathon vlog. I've been vlogging. Are we excited? Probably not. But I've been vlogging, and I'm very excited for you guys to see it. So, with all that being said, you guys, be good to yourself, take care of yourself, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye, everyone.